Hey guys, I just got done interviewing the man behind Grant Cardone. His name is Jarrod Glandt and he's the president of Cardone Capital. His story will inspire you because he literally started with having nothing. He was dead broke, he was in the dumps, but he did one thing correctly. He surrounded himself with a winner, which is Grant Cardone, and he believed in his vision and he stuck it out with him, and the rest is history. His story will truly inspire you, so make sure if you like this, share it, drop me a comment, and make sure you tell everybody to subscribe. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the 1%er podcast, and I got none other than Jarrod Glandt in the house. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, man? It's so good to be here.
For those of you who don't know who he is, man, he's Grant Cardone's right-hand man. He's VP of operations. He kind of takes care
of president now.
Oh, president now. You moved up, brother. Love it. Love it. First time we met in Miami on the first growth con, you were the VP.
Yep.
You know, and now obviously, well, let's just talk about the whole growth, because I read your bio. You know, you were at a dark time in your career and in your life. You saw a video with Grant, and he said, "That's the guy I want to work for." You know, and you went over there and tried to get a job with them. You were unsuccessful. Let's talk about the whole journey, because you started from the bottom and now you are the president. Jesus Christ, let's talk about that. I'd love to hear the journey.
Yeah, so, well, first of all, I had a job selling advertising when I was 20 years old. It was actually for the Auto Trader, back when they still had paper magazines, if you remember that.
I remember
Everybody
that.
loved those magazines. I worked on what they called the specialty side, so it was boats and motorhomes and motorcycles and parts and equipment in Southern California. And I came in, they just changed ownership and got like they changed a lot of the comp plans, and guys that had been there for 15 and 20 years took off. So I came in and had a great opportunity. The guy that had my territory before was on cruise control, and I came in and 4X the territory in about 3.5 months.
So real quick. So this is something that you just said right now, because every time I read a sales book, it's all about people get complacent. And that's why in sales, like in car dealerships, the people who've been there for a long time, they're complacent. So the car dealership has to always hire new blood to push the OGs to start getting better and start producing more and all that kind of stuff.
Well, is a great rule that I learned from Grant. And this is, I've been around so many sales organizations and just sales people in my life. And Grant was really the first one that drilled this into me. And we talked a little bit about it before we went live, is your stats should always be growing. Like, you should never be in a situation where 3 or 4 or 5 years, your income is flat. Like, if that's happening, there's something broken in either your business, your mindset, your skill set, your strategy. Something's off, because lines don't want to stay flat. Lines want to grow. And if you're doing the right things and you have the right tools, then they should. And so for me, I've always looked around at people and it just never was right for me when people just showed up. They did the same thing all the time, every day. But I grew up around that, and I was around that for so long that even at 20 years old, when I came in and I took over this territory and blew it up, I went from making $6,000 a month to making 22 or 23 grand a month at 20 years old, just turning 21. And then I was like, okay, I'm cool, man. I'm good. Like, I'm chilling, because I looked around and I was doing better than everybody else. And then it just flattened out. I had a good pop, but it flattened out. And when you go flat, then you start looking around, you start getting bored, you start looking for ways to just do something with this energy that's pent up. And instead of focusing on lifting the graph, you put it in other areas. And for me, that was partying, going out. Like, I was 21 years old, lived at home, making 20+ K a month, no bills. I blew every dollar I made. I was at the club every weekend. I remember going, I was like, man, if I could just spend like less than $3 grand this weekend, I'll be good. If I could just get to 10 grand, I was living at home with no bills. If I could get to 10 grand in savings, man, that'd be awesome. What an amazing thing that would be.
Jesus.
And so for me early on, like I got to experience, number one, the hustle that drives to the growth, the danger of plateauing and getting complacent, and then going all the way down to the bottom after that, because then I quit that job because they started screwing with my pay plan. I had started going out, partying, doing drugs, hanging out with people that weren't really on the same page as me. I really didn't even know what page I was on. And because I didn't know what page I was on, I wasn't surrounding myself with people that were going to help me get where I wanted to go, because I hadn't really defined that yet. And so then I ended up on unemployment. I was like, literally, I was on unemployment. I was smoking dope every day. You know, if I could find something to put up my nose, I would. Like, it was a bad time for me.
Bro, you said something that's so important. You said that, you know, if you don't channel that energy the right way, you're going to find other things to put into. And I went through the same thing, bro. You know, when I started my business at 26, 27, I was making good money, what I thought was good money back then, 10 to 20 grand a month, just like you,
Yeah.
you know. And where I come from Sharon, Pennsylvania, man. So, you know, I think the average household income is like 20, 25 grand a year.
Yeah.
So when I was making 10 to 20 grand a month, you know, at 27, man, I thought I was P. Diddy. You know, I had all this energy. I was going out to the club doing the same crap that you were doing, man. You know, started doing drugs, doing all that kind of stuff, because I was just self-destructing. I was getting in my way.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, then the recession hit. I crashed, and you know, all that crap that comes with all that kind of stuff, man. And I learned my lesson, man. And you said something that's so profound, man. Channel that energy the right way. You can't be flatlining. You gotta always be going up. I love that, man. I took some nuggets from that, man. I appreciate that.
So I got knocked down hard, and then I was like, everybody, when I was doing really well, was like, of course, everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants to hang out with you because you're spending money and buying stuff. And then everybody's telling you, oh my gosh, it's so great that you're this young and you're doing this well. You've got bright things ahead of you. And then I remember on the back end of that, when things had all fallen apart, and I was sitting on my buddy's couch, who he was letting me live there for free because I couldn't afford rent. And I was like on unemployment, and I'm like, bro, you are a loser. Like, how do you go from all the potential, momentum, upside, like everybody's got so many hopes and aspirations for you because of what you've done, that then you become like a loser and a bum. And for me, like, that was such an important lesson to learn, because I will never go back there. And that really, I'd always worked hard, but that grilled into me a drive to run, like something to run away from. Like, I'm still running away from that today. I make a brick of money now. I invest a ton of money. I try to spend as little as possible, although I just bought a new car.
All right, what'd you get? What'd you get, Jarrod? Because you know I'm a car guy, man. You know, Grant makes fun of me, man. Grant makes fun of me because I'm a car guy, man.
Yeah, I bought a Turbo S.
Oh, the 911?
Yeah.
Man, those things are fucking rocket ship.
No, dude, it's fast, dude. It's fun. So, but like I don't flaunt money. Like I don't buy expensive clothes. I don't own one piece of Louis or Gucci or anything like that.
Hey, don't front. I see your Panerai on your wrist, man.
Hey, you know, guess how much I paid for it? Guess how much I paid for it?
How much you paid for it?
Nothing.
I think. How the hell?
It was a gift, bro.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it. Like, I don't know. I just do things for different reasons. I buy a brand new car. I hadn't posted one picture about it yet because it's not like, dude, I don't need anybody to see like I got a badass car, because I know I have a badass car, and that's good enough for me. And after being in that position where I had nothing, dude, I knew then, it was like, dude, it's all me. Because when you're down in the bottom, nobody wants nothing to do with you. Like, all the people you thought were your friends and your boys, like, I in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this game of life is musical chairs. And I'm trying to be in this party life and have fun and hang out with your friends and blow all your money and do all this stuff. And then I start seeing people falling off. Like, a buddy gets married and they have a kid, and then he falls off. And then another buddy gets married, and then you start seeing him less. And I'm like, this is musical chairs right now. The music is going to stop, and I'm going to miss out on my seat. Yeah. And so instead of waiting for that to happen, I was like, gotta go. And so I moved from San Diego to Austin because my dad had just gotten a job out there and I needed to get away to go work, to get away from all the distractions and stuff that I had. So went to Austin, was there for 2 years, got my shit together, and then was like, okay, I'm over the Texas thing. I want to go back to California. Ended up in a job that I didn't really love. It was just not a good fit for me. And my dad knew I wasn't happy, and he sent me a video of Grant. And at the time, this was 2009, YouTube. Grant maybe had, I don't know, 25 videos on his page. I watched every one of them, and I was like, dude, I got to go work for this guy. So my dad sent me the video that got
What made you say, I want to work for this guy? What was the aha moment? It was like, this is the guy I need to be around with.
Well, dude, because
we know now, but back then nobody knew Grant as well.
No, nobody, like this was pre, I mean, dude, he still had a personal Facebook page. Like he didn't even have a business account, like, so, or a fan page. So for me, after doing well and then getting cracked, dude, your confidence takes a nasty hit. And then you start questioning everything. You start questioning what you're capable of, or if you can even think big anymore. Like there's so much doubt and uncertainty that gets created that like you have to repair that. And for me, I was taking it. It took time to kind of get past that low point, but you're still kind of recovering. And then I watched this one video, and I was instantly brought back to the way that I felt when I had that job selling advertising and I was on the rise. And everybody was like, dude, I'm 20 years old. Everybody else is 30, 40, 50. I'm the number 2 rep in the country. I have one little small part of San Diego, and the top rep had 3 states. So like, and I remember how that felt, and it felt like I was unstoppable. And when I watched this video of Grant, it reminded me of that feeling. Like, dude, and it was basically like a "don't be a little bitch" video. Like, get over your shit, don't be a bitch. You know, you're one of the lines he said in the video, he goes, he had a cold at the time. He goes, dude, this cold that I got is stronger than you. You're acting weak, you're talking weak. Dude, because you're a little bitch, and you need to man up, you need to own it, and you need to get your shit together, and you need to commit, and you need to go all in because you're capable of greatness. It was a message like that. That's how I remember it. I know the video.
It's fucking true though. It's so fucking true.
For sure.
It's fucking true, bro. Like, Grant, some people love him, some people hate him, but they can't fucking deny the motherfucker tells the truth. You know what I mean?
I know, but everybody, people find a reason to hate anybody for anything,
He tells it like it is. He tells it like it is. It's not sugar coated. It's not this. He tells it like it is. He's definitely quite a motivation. And I mean, I love somebody who's straightforward. Say, hey man, don't be a little bitch. But in this society, man, anytime you say any fucking thing, somebody will find a fault in it.
For sure. And so that's why, and Grant is such a great example of, dude, it don't matter. If Grant says it, if Grant believes it, he'll say it to anybody. He won't say nothing will be said behind somebody's back that he won't say to their face. Yeah. He's true to himself. He's predictable because he'll always say what's on his mind. Yeah. You always know where he's at. Like, he don't hold anything back. And so it's really admirable because in a society where everybody's so concerned with what everybody else thinks and they walk on eggshells all the time, it's inspiring to see people that are so true to themselves that they're like, hey, dude, you don't like this? That ain't, it don't affect me nothing because I'm going to sit here and do my thing and I'm going to keep blowing my deal up. And, 3 years from now, you're going to be like, God damn, what happened? Where'd this guy come from? I mean, dude, he's at 1.3 billion in real estate, closed out a $50 million Regulation A non-accredited fund, which means average investments like 18 grand, 19 grand. These are small chunks, and he knocked out 50 million without a paid ad on social media. Like, it's just new things are happening now, and he's driving some amazing accomplishments right now.
One thing that impresses me with Grant and his whole organization is that he's never resting on his laurels. He's never resting on his laurels. Like the dude, he has a few hours of free time. Most people at his level was like, let me just fucking sit by the pool and have a fucking drink. You know what I mean? Not him. He's like, I'm in town. Who wants to do a podcast? Come on over.
Yeah. No, he's on all the time. Like there is no, people talk about work-life balance, and for him, he's just Grant all the time. Like there's no delineation between Grant is the father, Grant is the husband, Grant is the boss, Grant is the servant, whatever. Like Grant is just Grant all the time. And that means that at 10 o'clock at night, he's sending ideas for something that we need to build or do or launch or whatever. Like he's constantly engaged in the business. And he believes in that, like as a core belief. Like if you believe in the Bible, it's like a 10 commandment, like one of the 10 commandments. It's like expand or die. Like it's literally, there's no middle ground. It's like expansion and growth is survival. Like a tree, if a tree stops growing when it's a foot out of the ground, there's something wrong with it.
Also with, it's one thing if he didn't include his family or his children. He was always out, doing stuff, and he never saw his kids and not his family. But they're with him all the time. They're with them all the time. I mean, the kids come out on 10X and fucking high five everybody. Elena is there and all that kind of stuff. So to me, that's that. I guess my respect. It's not like he's just working. He's never paying attention to his family. They're right with him.
Well, he's built his life.
Yeah.
He has built a life around him that is all encompassing of everything. Like people think the 10X thing is just about the grind or the push or the dude, I'm going to work 80 hours a week and I'm going to go all in and I'm going to get paid and make bank and, buy a fast car and a jet. Dude, 10X in his mind is a spiritual thing. It's so much more than that. It's impact, it's expansion, it's family, it's spirituality, it's growth, it's opportunity. It's like, 10X is not about more or less. It's about having it all in every area.
Yep. And he exemplifies that. I know you guys got so much going on. I mean, I've never, talked to anybody in Grant's organization. Hey man, we're just kicking back. We're just chilling this week. Obviously, it starts from the top and it comes right down, right? Yeah. So I know that the next 10X is coming up. I think it's February, isn't it?
February 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. So this is our big annual event. We're going back to Vegas this year, so we're really excited about it.
So I'm curious. So the first one was in Miami. Second was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Third one back in Miami at the big stadium.
Yeah.
And the fourth one back to Vegas.
Yeah.
So back and forth. Why doesn't Grant just say, fuck it, I'm going to take the one venue, the venue's going to be there. And I mean, I like Vegas. It's close to me.
Yeah.
And I like Vegas for various other reasons, but tell me what's the meaning behind it?
There really is no meaning. When you start putting on big events, there's only a handful of cities that can accommodate a big event with hotels. And so like we did 34,000 people in Miami last year. And we did it because we wanted to do the biggest event in the US of its kind. And our promoter internationally, who promotes all the big events around the world, has said he thinks that's one of the biggest events that's ever taken place in history like that. So, and he's done Tony Robbins for the last, 25 years, all around the world. So, but that the venue, 34,000 people, we're in a stadium, and then everybody's Ubering to hotels and traffic and rental. Like the logistics are a challenge. And then you miss the community and feel of an event. And so when we think back to,
I'm glad you brought that up because that's the thing I missed about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when we go to Mandalay Bay, it's a takeover. Like we got 12,000 people there. Everybody's there with their 10X stuff. You're walking through the casino, you're walking through the hotels, you're sitting in the restaurants. So you end up with 3 full days of not only great content, not only a first-class experience, but the ability to network, not just in the event, but throughout the entire venue, the hotels, the restaurants, all these places you're seeing 10X people, and you get to meet so many amazing people. And year in, year out, the number one thing that people say is just better than any other event they've ever been to is the networking and connections. And,
100%. I take that. I agree with that 1,000%. I go in, if I pick up a couple of nuggets from the speakers, great. I love it. but man, that whole VIP lounge is where it goes down, brother. You know what
Sure.
I'm saying?
And I know, dude, I know a guy who got a TV show. He was walking around in the event. He met somebody. They started talking. This guy's shooting a TV show. The person he had that was going to be the doctor in the deal bails out. So then he ends up getting hired to do it. So like, there's just, you know, to do things, you got to get around people that are doing things.
Yes, 100%.
And when you come to an environment where for 3 days, everybody's trying to improve, everybody's trying to invest in themselves. They're investing in themselves to come, and everybody's trying to connect. Everybody wants something. And, you know, I think that I hate networking. Like, I'll just be very blunt. I hate it. I hate walking into networking events and got to meet people. And like, I'm so direct. I'm like, I'm walking in. Here's what I want to do. Can I help you? Can you help me? Like, just cut through the bullshit. We're not going to be friends. Let's try to do some business and we can be friends later.
100%.
So like, I'm like, but when you have the ability to come in where everybody's on that same page, because that is what our audience has been educated to do. It's like, come connect and do commerce, like connect with each other and do some business, do a deal, hire somebody, raise some money, sell your product, like meet your wife or your husband or your whatever, like be productive when you come here. And everybody's coming with that mindset. So they're open to it. It's easy to interact with people. And everybody, because of that, they always leave with, a great experience and immense amounts of value. This year, like, last year we brought in Steve Harvey and John Maxwell and Sarah Blakely and Bethany Frankel and Snoop Dogg and Little John. Like we brought a bunch of talent, and this year I'm like 95% done with the talent lineup, and it's sick, dude. It's every year it gets better. Every year the people that are Grant's getting connected with because of the real estate thing are elevating. So now we have all these crazy opportunities and actors and celebrities and musicians and billionaire business people. So we're gonna spend over $1 million in talent this year. So Grant Grant's not going to take a step backwards. No.
I mean, it's never going to be backwards. No. So I know. So you got that coming in February. You know what I mean? I can't wait to be in it. I can't, to go and my in-laws and everybody go and we have a whole vacation. Thank you for bringing it back to Vegas, man. That's a lot better for me. You know. So I know that Grant has the real estate going on, that the whole he has over $1 billion. That he's got invested in, and he has helped so many other people making money, becoming investors and things like that. Tell me about that a little bit. How's that going?
Yeah. So our mission in our company is to help impact people with their financial situation for the better. Like, we want to help people make more money. And so from a free booklet that we give out about an education about money, all the way through training programs to help you produce at higher levels as an individual, also for a company, and then provide on the back end an opportunity for you to invest the money and multiply it. Our mission in the company is to provide an entire ecosystem where we can bring people through. And the real estate thing really just came in the last few years. I think I was 6 years ago when I started investing with Grant, I think I was the only person that wasn't family that was investing with him. And then so I'm investing with him. I probably got close to $2.5 million invested in real estate with him. And for me, it was like, I started seeing these wins come in and these checks. And in the beginning, you're like, man, I put $100,000 in and I get like $500 or $600, $800 a month or whatever. You're like, that's a big trade-off. But then when you commit to it, you continue to invest. The next thing you know, you're like, damn, dude, I'm making more money passive monthly than I used to make in a month working 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
And so like that whole education has been crazy. But Grant saw, the opportunity recently because legislation changed. When Obama was in office, he rewrote the Jobs Act, and they wrote a provision in there that would allow the everyday investor to access Wall Street quality investments via Regulation A fund. And in most cases, accredited investors are the ones that's like the qualifier to get access to the good deals, really.
Yeah.
And then the non-accredited investors, like his mom or his sister, or some of these people that were close to him, they couldn't even invest in the deals that he had.
Yeah.
And so when this came through, he was like, man, this is an awesome opportunity for me to give back. At the core of Grant, everything is about giving. That's why he works so hard, because he believes that what we have gives back to people. And so he launched the fund, and he's been slamming on that. People are getting checks. People are earning 40 times what they earn in the bank on their money, and they're getting checks every month. So they're freaking stoked. There isn't a more buttoned up, tight, secure, safe way to invest than in a fund that's audited and approved by the SEC. I mean, it's a legit investment vehicle, and they got 15 attorneys and SEC specialists and all these people who come through, because obviously they want to make sure that the non-accredited investor is protected.
Yeah.
And so it's been a great deal for a lot of people. Thousands of people have invested. So
I love it, man. I love it. He always figured out a way to win-win. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. And then as long as you win-win, you figure out a way for you to win, for everybody else to win. Everybody should be happy. So
people, dude, investing your money with people is a scary thing.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, who am I going to give? I got 400 or 500 grand sitting in the bank in a fucking money market account earning 0.0026%. And at the end of the year, not even keeping up with inflation. And then at the end of the year, dude, I put that money to work. It pays me monthly now. So every month I get a check that reminds me of my ability to earn and then put the money away.
Yeah.
And then, real estate is the craziest investment with tax benefits. It's stuff boggles my mind. I made 800 grand last year between 3 deals, and it was all tax free.
Yeah, I love it. Now I know he just came out with another thing. He's doing ads and marketing now. He has a marketing agency and ads with what I call the OG of marketing. Frank Kern, my buddy, man. I know him for a long time. Shout out to Frank, man. So tell me about the ad agency, and how's that going? How that came by, man. When the king of online marketing, literally the OG of online marketing, met the king of sales. I was like, this is gonna be a pretty good venture.
Yeah, if you ask Frank, dude, he wants to get out of the online marketing space. He's like, man, it's going down, like it's super saturated. Everybody's doing that. But what people aren't doing, because they don't have the ability to do it, most people, is to start an agency working with companies and build a real business. We started this business 4 months ago. We've already got 63 employees. We've got almost 400 clients. We're doing almost 7 figures a month in 4 months, and it's growing like a freaking hockey stick. Yeah. Because we're like, hey, we're willing to invest and commit. We just knocked out another 5,000 square feet so we can expand into it within our building. So it's like, it fits into what we're doing, because our core business, a lot of people don't know this because they're new to Grant. Our core business for 10 years since I've been here has been selling training to companies. Like, our core business is not the individual. Our core business is the business owner. We've worked with Nissan and Chrysler and Ashley Furniture and Home Advisor. Like, we work with massive companies. And about 4 years ago, we started, as the social audience kept growing, we started getting so much traffic from people that were like, hey, you're talking about all this business that you're doing with all these companies, but like, I work for a dude that won't invest in my ability to produce for him or make money. Like, what do you guys have for me? And we're like, well, we got some books. And they're like, I don't want a book. I want more than that. And so that's when we actually took our core product that we sell to companies for 30 or 40 grand a year, and we made a version of the platform for individuals that we've sold anywhere from, we just ended a $99 a month subscription that we had. So it's a $2,000 product now. So the individual can buy it for $2,000 and have it for a year, or a company can buy it for their team. I mean, I got clients that are spending 75 grand a month for their business on it. So, because they've got, 400 or 500 people.
Well, obviously, man, if they're paying 75 grand a month, they already know their return on investment and what an impact it will have. Nobody's going to spend 75 grand a month on anything if it's not getting a positive ROI. If they're spending 75 grand, they're probably triple or quadruple or 10x that.
You own a business. Like when you make an investment in something, you don't continue to do that investment unless you're getting 3 or 4 or 5x your money back.
Absolutely.
Because there's other things that you can multiply your money with. So our core business for as long as I've been here has been companies. We got a 25-person sales team in the back. Every phone call they make all day long is trying to sell a corporate contract. So the advertising piece, what Frank saw from the outside was Grant's moving. He's business and company focused, not individual focused. And every one of the companies that he's working with, the 2,300 and whatever clients that we have on our corporate program, they all advertise. So what if I just came over and we started an agency together that we could build out on our own, and then we could start cross-pollinating? And so we ended up with the training company in the middle. We built the advertising agency on the front end so that we could attract traffic into the company. And then we have the training, which helps people convert the traffic that's generated. And then on the back end, we built Cardone Ventures about 4 months ago. We launched that out. And that's a whole executive leadership business owner track that helps business owners understand systems and processes in their business that can help them literally grow their business to 10, 20x levels. Because what got you to 3 million or 4 million or 5 million ain't going to get you to 20.
Hell no. And it seems like it was just a natural evolution.
Yeah.
It was just a complementary product to something that was needed in the marketplace. They're
gonna get it from somebody.
Yeah. And
they're gonna get it from somebody.
Yeah.
Why not us? And if we can deliver a best-in-class solution, then why not us?
So you said something I never heard before. What is Cardone Ventures?
So Cardone Ventures is our venture company that we started about 4 months ago with Brandon Dawson, who's our partner. He's done a bunch of roll-ups. He's a private equity guy. He did a bunch of roll-ups in the audiology space. Got burnt really bad on a private equity deal early in his career, and then wrote off private equity. And he's like, if I start anything else, I'm doing it with all my own money. Built it up. Had 700 businesses that he ran, bought like 200 businesses in 7 years, and then sold his company for 77 times EBITDA. So crushed it with his, yeah.
Never heard that before.
Like $185 million. It was crazy. They were controlling about $1.4 billion in revenue within their group in the audiology space. But basically what they do is they take a company, they put in educate the business systems, and they deliver that via consultants and educational events and online education, things like that. And then they negotiate scale deals with suppliers. So as they're bringing people in, they're able to go through and say, hey, we've got 84 businesses, 322 businesses, 500 businesses in our buying group. We need to talk group pricing. And so then they're able to scale out pricing across the group, and then they start interconnecting all of these businesses together. And then they go to a private equity company and they say, because of the packaging and because our product has this and this, and we've got these contracts with these suppliers, then the multiplier for the business just keeps growing from typically 2 to 3x for a company doing $5 million a year, depending on the industry, to 77. So that's been amazing. Businesses are like, the business owners that are coming to this are just like, they walk out transformed in the way that they look and view their business, their employees, what they're capable of. We've got a couple that was in here. They're married, they're business partners. They're fighting in their relationship all the time because the business isn't working. They come here, they get turned around, they go back. Their business is hitting all-time records every month. We're doing partnerships with companies that are coming in, and the owner took the business to $4 million a year just on grit and talent, but the capability and the capacity to grow just stops. And they're like, I don't even know what to do next. So we take that business goes from 4 million to 8 million in 90 days. Like, it's just, there's amazing transformations in businesses that are happening. And that's going to be really exciting. We'll end up with a $5 billion fund of businesses that we'll take to the private equity market and sell and get all the members and the business owners a bunch of cash for their business. So
love it, man. All right, is there anything else coming in the horizon that we need to watch out for? Anything else that you yourself, Cardone Enterprises or anything else is doing that I know you guys are constantly moving and shaking things that you can actually talk about? I know probably stuff is brewing in the background that you can't talk about, but what can you talk about that we should look forward to that's coming up in the near future?
I would just tell anybody that if you are serious about your business and about making money in your business, you don't need to buy an ebook. You don't need to buy, what you need to do is you need to come to our 3-day boot camp at the end of October. It's October 25, 26, 27, Mark? Yep. October 25th, 26th, and 27th. It is without a doubt, hands down. My job is to understand this market. My job is to go to these events. There is not one event that is more comprehensive with what you need to know and understand and master to be successful in business. Not one single event that covers what we cover in these 3 days. So if you go to grantcardonebootcamp.com, we have GA tickets as low as $1,000. It's 3 days.
Where is it?
It's in Miami.
Got it.
Yeah. So check that out. People just need to get involved. Like social media is social media. Like it's promotion, it's antagonism, it's hype. It's like, that is what social media is. What you need to do is you need to get in the guts of the business and find out what it's really about. Why do all these businesses pay us money? Why are all these people paying us to do their advertising? Why are people partnering with us to grow their business like they are? Like, they do it because what we do is not available anywhere else. And I would encourage anybody, again, who's serious about growing their business, if you're a salesperson somewhere, you're a producer somewhere, the boot camp probably isn't the right place for you. You probably want to go to GrowthCon. But if you're a business owner, get to this boot camp. I'm telling you, it's the one event that everybody leaves and they're just like, fuck, like this is insane.
I've heard a few people that have gone through it and their mind was blown. Now I know a few people personally that have gone to it and I'm like, wow. So I'm looking forward to actually attend one of those. I won't be able to get the October one, but let me know, send me a text or something. I'm interested myself, to do the boot camp, for a few. I would love to just come in and just see what you guys got going on, and brother, it's a pleasure to have you, pleasure to talk to you. I know we talked many times, but it's so nice to see you grow with the organization. It's nice to see you how you started from the bottom and really worked to the top to being Grant's right-hand man and seeing the progression of not only you, but only the organization, and not only the organization, but thousands of other people's lives that have changed through what Grant is doing, what you're doing, and I just can't tell you how much we all appreciate Grant, and everything that his organization is doing for everyone.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Sam, and thanks for the acknowledgement of thinking enough of me to have me on here and let me share my story and what we're up to. It means a lot.
Of course, man. Just one more question, man.
Yeah.
How is it working for a man that never stops?
Dude, it's madness. It's madness. It's insane, but
it's
guys like
it's just in a good way, right? Because you're always progressing, you're always being pushed, your limits are always being challenged, and to me that's life.
It's crazy, man. Like Grant is truly 1 in a million. Like, people that are wired like this to just and contrary to what a lot of people think, like it's this easy thing for him. No. It's effort for him. It's effort for him to lean into this and not just be like, dude, I got money for 5 generations to come. I'm just going to go sit on a beach. It's effort for him to show up and do all this stuff, but he's committed to the purpose so deeply, dude, that's why he talks about, dude, don't do what you love. Do the thing you hate. Get great at the thing that you hate. Show up and do things when you don't want to do them. And if you can develop that discipline, then you can truly get committed to the growth thing on another level. And when you make $5 million, you're not going to be like, okay, hey, I've got 5 million in the bank. You know, I can coast now. You just become this machine. And for me, dude, I'm just drafting, man. Like I understand where he's going, the mission he's on. And for everybody watching, until you know what it looks like from that viewpoint and that vantage point, you will never understand what it takes to get to that point. So all you need to do is follow the dude or the gal that's already doing it. Just follow their steps. If you hate Grant's guts, follow what he's doing if you want to make it big like that. If like, I don't know what else to tell you, but you don't know how to become a billionaire unless you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, so what's the next best thing? You can either try to make it up on your own, good luck with that, or just try to copy every single thing that somebody that did it before you's done. And maybe it's not Grant, maybe it's somebody else, but dude, find somebody that's made it big and just copy them. Duplicate everything that they do. And so all I do is I know Grant, I believe in Grant's message. I believe in our mission. I believe in the purpose. I believe in helping people. And now all I'm going to do is just draft and keep close to the power. Proximity to power gives you infinite amounts of strength. I'm just going to freaking dive into that and just follow and let him draft me, because you can't find guys like Grant around every corner.
Yeah.
And,
side effects of hanging around with Grant is just, you know, you become rich. Pretty much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You become rich. That's a side effect of hanging out with that dude.
And a side effect is you're going to work your freaking face off, and you're going to be stressed. You're going to be put into uncomfortable situations. He's going to walk in and go, we're doing 34,000 people. And he's going to turn to you on the way out and go, you know, you're responsible for selling all those tickets. And I'm like, I knew what it took to sell 8,000 the year before. I'm like, God damn.
Love it, bro. Love it, man. I you know, that's an environment that I think that we thrive on. You know, we people who want to grow, they understand that you're not going to be getting anywhere if you're comfortable. You got to learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable, man.
Yep.
Brother, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. I know you had to do a bunch of shit, you know, to move the business forward and what you guys are doing. God bless you. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, bro.
Hey guys, if you liked today's episode, do me a huge favor. Go ahead and leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, leave me a review, and tag a few friends that you think can benefit from what we shared today. Really appreciate it. God bless.